Welcome to Glendale, Arizona and State Farm Stadium, home of the Arizona Cardinals as they play host to the Carolina Panthers in the Week 5 CWS Game of the Week as we wrap up Week 5. First half of the season's done came and gone. It's really fast. In the booth with me tonight is Diggs. Welcome in. Do you have anything on this game for me? Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's definitely a lot of hype around this game. We just saw the Chiefs and Browns wrap up, the two favorites in the AFC. Right now, I believe these are the two favorites in the NFC. So it's definitely fun to think about all the things that could come out of this game. And these two teams will meet again in a couple weeks. So this isn't the first time that we'll see these two in action. So it's going to be fun to watch. You got any key players that you're going to be keeping an eye out for?
Did you say key players?
Yeah.
I'm kind of anxious to see what Kalinsky's going to do this game. Kalinsky came out strong in his first debut for him and kind of had a quiet game last week until the fourth quarter where he got some garbage.
All right. Yeah, so Carolina Panthers will start with the ball first. Cooper Boudreaux and the Carolina Panthers offense comes out. They had the highest scoring, highest points per game here recently. I haven't checked that stat in the last couple weeks, so I don't know exactly what it is, but they have an offense that can score a lot of points. But I expect a lower scoring game. I expect these two defenses to make a big statement, as you were talking about the two defenses. And they start the game through the air with a pass to Tommy Jeff for a gain of 4 up to the 29. Now they're on a 2nd and 6. Cooper Boudreaux is in the shotgun, two receivers to his left. Boudreaux's going to throw to his left, and he has his backup tight end, Wayne Rodriguez, for the first down. I can't do anything about the background noise. People are rude. Can't really do anything about it. Hand off to Stover up the middle. And it goes for a gain of 4. So we come to the line, 2nd and 6. Cooper Boudreaux is in the shotgun at the 45. He's going to fake the handoff, look to throw. He's going to run backwards, then back forward, then go left. Alrighty then. Boudreaux is going to keep it himself, take it for the first down and some more down the sideline into Cardinals territory at the 26. First down, Panthers.
The Cardinals, they need to get this going, man. I didn't expect this from them coming out the gate. Just give it up a little bit like this. They start off pretty strong usually, but we'll see if they can shake the jitters off here this week.
Yeah, you're right. And by the way, your mic is pretty quiet. I don't know what that is, but
yeah, it was kind of quiet for the past game too.
I don't know. Hold on. I'll check that in a minute. But now we have a 1st and 10 from the 26. Quick throw from Boudreaux intended for Alex Morris in double coverage. Contact knocks it free. You may lose it on the video on the screen. As yes, it's not my volume. I don't know what that is. All right, we're back up. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Boudreaux in the shotgun. Throw to his right to Terrence Clark Jr. He has his first catch of the game. And now the Panthers have a 3rd and 3 inside the Cardinals' red zone at the 19. Boudreaux on third down. He throws, finds his number one receiver in Alex Morris for the first down up to the 16-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for the Carolina Panthers. They continue to drive. They're getting closer to that end zone. Perfectly fine, perfectly understandable. 1st and 10, Cooper Boudreaux is under center. He's going to hand it to Anthony Stover, who goes nowhere, losing the yard.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough thing for Carolina to try to run the ball in here. Arizona has only allowed 2 rushing touchdowns, and that was back in week 2. Nobody's really had any good opportunities or, able to capitalize on running at the red zone down there on Arizona.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up too. Carolina struggled to run the ball last week against Kansas City. They have a really good run defense as well. So, that'll be interesting to watch. 2nd and 11. Boudreaux takes the snap and hands it to Anthony Stover, and he had a hole up the middle, but he bounces it to the left, gets back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more at 3rd and 11. Third down from the Cardinal 17. Carolina looking to expand the drive. Boudreaux's looking left. He has Terrence Clark, but a good defensive effort there by the DB, and the pass falls incomplete. The Panthers going to have to settle for a field goal. Brandon Hamilton on to attempt a 34-yard field goal. His kick is up and right through, and the Panthers take a 3-0 lead. You're breathing into the mic, by the way.
Yeah, that's good for the morale for the Panthers there. You don't want to march down the field like that and come up empty-handed. So they're pretty good about keeping that stuff up right there. So if I was on their sideline, I'd be pretty pumped about it.
Yeah. By the way, your audio sounds good now. Are you? Only thing. Okay. Yeah. Only thing I would suggest is to mute the stream, because I can hear an echo in that case. Yeah. So the Cardinals will take over on offense for the first time. We get to get our first look at potential MVP candidate and Curtis Andrews. Well, what's your opinion on him?
Well, Andrews is a good quarterback. I think he's one of the best when it comes to running the ball there and holding. I like to call him the white Cam Newton. He's just impressive. You think there's nothing to gain, he somehow works magic and can get those yards. I'm really excited for this Panthers defense. Both these teams we mentioned, defensive-wise, are really good. Both teams have actually held, an opponent within the first, 3 weeks of the season, 4 weeks of the season to no touchdowns and just field goals. So I'm excited for both of these defenses and see what we can do.
Yeah, and Curtis Andrews gets us started with a gain on the ground for a first down up to the 37-yard line. He's going to take the snap now and give it off to Michael King. He's going to be wrapped up immediately, but he does get some positive yards out of it, being brought down by D'Amico Harris after a gain of 2. Pistol formation. Andrews gives it to Michael King, and there's Ron Fisher in the backfield to Autogen safety. Back there to make the play, and it's going to be a loss of 2. 3rd and 10 from the 37. The Cardinals looking to convert. Only have 3 trivia questions left, so I'm going to spread them out between or throughout this game. Right now we have the Cardinals on a 3rd and 10 from their own 37. Andrews drops back to pass, going to throw left. He has David Beasley along the sideline, but he's well short of the first down. 4th and 8. The Cardinals are going to punt.
Looking at the chat and viewer-wise, we got 3 in here right now. Let's hit the like button, share that. Let's get these views up. This is the game of the week.
So the Panthers take over on the 30. 1st and 10 from the 30. Empty backfield. Cooper Boudreaux to throw. He hits Tommy Jeff on the out route up to the 34. Gain of 4.
I'm glad Arizona decided to punt the ball there. We've seen a lot of risk-taking this season on 4th downs, but it's too early to make moves like that, especially in an important game like this. You got the 1-2. Any one play can make or break the game.
And Cooper Boudreaux tries to feed it into double coverage, and he throws an interception. So the Cardinals will take over with good field position. I don't know exactly what Cooper Boudreaux saw there. He was trying to feed it in to Terrence Clark, and it ends up coming back to bite him.
Yeah, that was a great play there, a great read. Picking off like that, like I said, we both talked about these defenses. I think this is just the beginning of a long game. We're going to see many more plays like that from both of these teams here.
Second and 5 from the 17. Pistol formation. Curtis Andrews back to pass. Going to roll left. He's got pressure coming. He's going to take himself a little shovel pass to Michael King. And did you ever mute the stream you're watching?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's your headset. There you go. 3rd and 5 from the 17. Curtis Andrews in the shotgun. He's going to throw. He's going to throw right, actually. He finds his running back, Michael King. He's going to be stopped short of the first down marker. And it's going to be 4th and 4. The Cardinals going to kick field goal. And it's going to be a fake field goal. The kicker's going to throw it. He completed the pass. What? It's actually the snap holder, not the kicker. He completes the pass. The Cardinals go for the fake field goal, and it's converted for the first down. First and goal, Arizona from the 2. Curtis Andrews and the Cardinals now on first down, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. The Panthers on top of the Cardinals 3-0 at the end of the first frame. Stay with us. You're watching PFSL and ET Productions on YouTube. Handoff to the fullback up the middle, wrapped up by Andrew Cottle, but it's not going to be enough. Touchdown Cardinals, and they take a 6-3 lead. So after the extra point, the Cardinals go up 7-3 early in the second quarter after the fake field goal. What do the Panthers have to do to respond?
I think the Panthers are doing pretty much what they can right now. It just comes down to being effective. That's what it's going to boil down to. The mistakes of the interception is what has led to this. You know, you can feel the momentum shift when things like that happen. So basically, what it's going to come down to is just, you know, not making any mistakes.
I like that. All right, so 1st and 10 at the 25. That's where the Panthers offense takes over. Boudreaux comes out, trips to the right in the shotgun, Stover to his left. He's going to quick throw to Terrence Clark. Has the completion for a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 at the 31. Going to get to that first trivia question of the game. We have 3 left. First question is going to be, what team did Bill Belichick coach for just one day? That is the question. What team did Bill Belichick coach for just one day?
I'm curious to hear the answer to that one.
Handoff to Anthony Stover up the middle. He has the Panthers first down. Slater, you say you're still stuck on the fake field goal. What do you mean? Oh, okay, so he's not stuck. It was not the Raiders. It was the Jets. GMC Bot, you got the points. Anthony Stover on the carry again, brought down by Emmett Crow.
So
after a gain of 4.
It was the Jets?
Yes.
Wow. I guess he knew what it was up and got out of there quick.
Yeah, he took the job, and later that afternoon he went in there and had a press conference and resigned.
I guess he realized where he was at.
2nd and 6 from the 42. Cooper Boudreaux in the shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking left. He checks it down to Anthony Stover, and the hit knocks it out. That's Richard Kuklinski on the hit, showing the force to knock that ball out. So 3rd and 6 from the 42. Panthers looking to convert, trips to the right. Boudreaux in the shotgun, Stover to his left. Going to drop back to throw, thrown on the run, and he misses Anthony Stover. and that's going to be a 4th down, and they're going to have to punt.
That's another thing these teams are going to have to do too is if they bat the ball down or are able to force the ball out and a fumble, you've got to grab that. You have to grab that.
I agree. The punt is away, and it's a good one. Good punt coverage by the Panthers. Nowhere to go for Jeffrey Ledge on the return. And the Cardinals will take over at the 13, and here comes Curtis Andrews and Michael King. The drive last time, it stalled in Panther territory, but a fake field goal helped them score. What do they have to do to have a little bit more effectiveness on offense?
I would like to see a little bit more from the run game. It seems like they've started going more fast, and I don't want that to be something that becomes one-dimensional in this game. And ends up closing off the run because if the lead switches, one-dimensional there. So I'd like to see them work in a couple big run plays.
All right, well, they start the drive with an off-balance throw from Curtis Andrews. It goes for a big 1st down, caught by Gabriel Greer, the Autogen receiver. Now Andrews back to throw again, looking left, and he has Chris Lyon along the sideline, and he picks up 3, 2nd down. So Andrews with trips to the right, single receiver to the left, King to his left. He's in the shotgun. Going to drop back to throw again. Going to look left. He's going to throw back right. He has Chris Lyon open in the middle of the field. No Panthers around. He picks up a big field flipping 1st down across the 50 down to the 38.
One thing that Andrews has on top of being able to have good ball carry vision like that when he takes off, I mean, he does read the field pretty well and fits the ball in some of those tight spots.
Yeah, that's a necessary I forgot the word there, so I'm just going to move on from the topic. 1st and 10, Andrews back to throw. Pressure starting to come around the edge. David Beasley has the catch, runs through a defender, picks up the 1st down, and the Cardinals continue to move. That's one thing that the Panthers struggled to do last week, is get in the backfield, get to the quarterback. They're really good at making plays in the offensive backfield and forcing turnovers. They were unable to do that last week against Kansas City when they came back and ended up winning 17 unanswered for them. I believe they're going to have to put pressure on Curtis Andrews if they want to win today. They're going to have to force those turnovers. Last week was the first game this season that they did not force a turnover in. So it's going to be interesting to see how all that comes together and plays in or runs with each other as the game progresses. And right there, Curtis Andrews wheels and deals, picks up 8 through the air.
Yeah, they have to get Andrews out of the pocket. I mean, he can throw on the run, but like we saw just a few plays ago, the stumbling out to the side. If they can get him under the pressure, you got to make him make mistakes.
And right there, he finds Chris Lyon again for a 1st down. Justin Morris Jr. on the immediate tackle after the catch, but not enough to stop the 1st down pickup. And now the Cardinals deep in Panthers territory at the 12, looking to continue and potentially score another touchdown. Andrews under center, handoff to King up the middle. He's got some running room down to the 4, and you have to think the momentum is solely on Arizona's sideline right now.
I'm gonna hold my view on all that because it can switch at any second. And like I said, these teams were hard to judge really coming into this game. Arizona's defense, they played a lot of the same teams. The Chargers, they both held the Chargers to a low score. And they both scored about the same amount of
Yeah, right there, Curtis Andrews. Nothing through the air, so he chose to run left. Saw the wide open lane to the end zone, and he beats Andrew Cottle to the goal line. Gets in right before he's wrapped up by Andrew Cottle, and he puts the team up on the scoreboard another 7 after this extra point, and it's going to be 14-3 in favor of the Cardinals. Now, this is a kind of situation that we saw Carolina in last week when it started a little bit different, and you have to go back to the fake field goal ran by Arizona, which set them up with a 1st and goal, which ultimately ended in a touchdown. Without that, if the Cardinals just take the field goal, this is the exact same situation as last week with the Panthers and the Chiefs. The game started off tied at 3 between Carolina and Kansas City. Kansas City ended up going up 17-3, and that was the score at halftime. And the Panthers came out and dominated the second half. So this is the exact same type of start that they had against Kansas City. The question is going to be, ultimately, can they respond the same way that they responded last week and continue to fight and live up to that motto, keep pounding?
Well, they're good at the keep pounding. They truly are. You cannot count them out. And what can happen in the second half is Arizona can't let off the gas. Arizona can't try to run the clock and try to manage this game. They can't. They have to keep pouring it on here because the Panthers can come back at any time.
We start the drive with a 1st and 10. Boudreaux hits his fullback / backup tight end Wayne Rodriguez for a pickup of 9 through the air. They're up to the 37-yard line, 3:30 to play in the first half. Panthers looking for that first touchdown, and it's crazy how it's all played out so far because the Panthers started with the ball, they went downfield and stalled out and got a field goal out of it. Then they forced Arizona. They got the ball back and ended up giving the ball right back to Arizona with an interception, and then they had them stopped, and the fake field goal ended in a touchdown. And then that fake field goal kind of was the point where the momentum started to turn. I'll continue with my thought after this. 3rd and less than a yard from the 38. Boudreaux in the shotgun is going to hand it to Stover. He has a lane up the middle, 1st down Carolina as they continue the drive. But that fake field goal really started is really when you started to see the momentum start to shift, because after that fake field goal, it was kind of just a walk-in touchdown from there, because they had a 1st down at the 2-yard line. And then after that, the Panthers, they were driving and for a series or two, and then all of a sudden they're not. They punt the ball away. Arizona goes right down the field and scores again. So the big factor right now is solely momentum. And I think the Panthers have to build at least some momentum, get some type of points this drive if they don't want to be in some trouble. Yeah, and a deep shot! Oh my goodness! What a play! Cooper Boudreaux just heaves it deep, throwing on the run, and he finds his running back who somehow snuck behind the coverage. Touchdown, Panthers.
That's what they're going to have to do this game. They're going to have to get creative. You were talking about fake field goal with Arizona there. You've got to do something to get the momentum on your side, and after that interception, you felt it switch. If it wasn't for that interception, we'd probably be looking at a different ball game right now. Carolina would be up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you're talking about getting creative. I don't know how the defense just let Anthony Stover behind him like that. Maybe it was the talent difference between Anthony Stover and the defensive backfield for the Cardinals, because that's the free safety side. The Cardinals' strong safety is if I'm correct, he's a 99 club talent. I could be wrong, but I do believe he is a 99 club talent. So him being on the right side of the field, I think that kind of hurt the Cardinals just then, because Stover was just able to use his 99 club ability and just run right past the defense of the Cardinals. So, and you were talking about getting creative. I think you're exactly right. That's the type of stuff they got to do if they want to continue to fight back into this.
And that was an amazing over-the-shoulder catch. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it looked like for a second Stover wasn't going to get there, and he does a good job of going up and high pointing the football to get it before it's over his head where he couldn't get to it. So it was a good catch for sure, and a good throwing on the run as well. So now it's, can the Cardinals do what you were saying and keep the pedal down and go downfield and take this touchdown right back?
Well, they definitely need to do something to get the momentum back on their side before the half. They don't want to go into the half getting scored on and then come up empty on this possession.
Yeah, we're just outside of the 2-minute warning. King takes the handoff. A few white jerseys around there. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Cardinals lead the Panthers 14-10. It's a tight ball game. We're one mistake or big play away from a difference maker, really. I mean, if Arizona's one play from going up 2 scores again, and Carolina's one play away from giving them a chance to get right back in the game. So we'll have to see what happens. Andrews back to throw on first down, looking deep over the middle, and he misses his man. He pass intended for David Beasley. He was actually on the left side of the field. There was a lot of white jerseys around, but Beasley had his own little circle where he was between the Panthers defense, and Andrews just floated it over the top too far. Luckily, it was far enough where it didn't fall into trouble behind David Beasley. Now they're on a 3rd and 8 from the 28. Andrews back to pass, looking for the first down, and he has a receiver. That's D'Angelo Murray on the catch and the first down.
That was a big catch right there, because otherwise they would have been either trying to go for it and end up in great field position for Carolina or from that ball.
And it looked like Murray had to make a little bit of an athletic grab to go down and get that. It looked to be a little bit of a low throw, so a good catch while stumbling for him. And because of that, the Cardinals drive is going to continue. 1st and 10 at the 40. Clock is running. A minute and a half to play in the half. And Andrews throws a short, quick pass to David Beasley. Gains 8, though. So a good start to this series of downs. And Curtis Andrews, he's not having a bad game. He hasn't turned the football over. He's doing a good job of managing the game and taking what the defense is giving him. And I think that's going to help this Cardinals offense throughout this game and as the season moves along.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of the check down passes here with this Carolina defense. And like you said, he's using what's being given to him. The only mistakes I've seen so far is a couple missed time throws or putting a little bit of extra juice on there on the pass that he probably shouldn't have. But other than that, if he can cut that back in the second half, it should be running a little better for him.
And they get another first down there through the air, and it's 1st and 10 from the 38. So 1:01 to play after the Cardinals took their first time out. Andrews out of the pocket looking for a receiver. That was a dangerous throw. There was a defender in the area. If he was able to get down on the ground, he could have made that interception.
That's something you do not want to do right now. Andrews is a very, very confident quarterback. He knows what he can and can't do, but you do not want to force a pass in critical moments like this.
Yeah, now after the incomplete pass is 2nd and 10 from the 38. The Cardinals do get the ball to start the second half, so points here would go a long way to possibly writing this one off. Andrews back to pass. Carolina trying to get some pressure on that quarterback. He finally breaks free, and he slips a tackle from Andrew Cottle, and he's down the sideline off to the races, out of bounds at the 9. Beautiful play there by Curtis Andrews. Slips the tackle from the PFSL sack leader and the PFSL single game sack record. Not a lot of people get away from him, so the resiliency from Curtis Andrews shown there.
Somebody might want to check his cleats. It looked like he had rocket boosters in the bottom of that thing as he took off.
Yeah, that man was blazing down the sideline. That's that 99 club ability being shown. The speed is everything when it comes to that talent level. At 99 speed and 99 acceleration kills defenses. And there he is trying to get out of the pocket. Carroll Randolph is there, lays the hit on him. luckily, Curtis Andrews was able to get rid of the football.
Got to be careful with those. Sometimes it's best to just go ahead and throw it away. You know, you don't want to try to force something like that or make something happen and cost an interception.
And Andrews throws back across the body on the run. We're going to get a holding penalty against Arizona, so they're going to back up 5, or unless Carolina declines it and puts them on 3rd and goal, and they don't. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 19. Andrews, 5 receivers set, empty backfield. He's going to look to throw over the middle to no one. Pass incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from 19 yards away. Carolina's defense looking to make a stand. Arizona's offense looking to increase the lead, get it back to a 2-score game.
That should have been a touchdown right there.
Yeah, David Beasley was coming open over the top. If he would have waited just a second or two longer, he probably would have had his tight end standing wide open in the end zone. Andrews now on 3rd and goal, looking toward the end zone. He has his receiver, D'Angelo Murray. Pass is caught. Panthers take their first time out, but he's short of the end zone. And they're on a 4th and goal from the 3. We've seen him run a fake field goal on 4th down here before. They were about 10, 15 yards further away, though. So maybe we'll see another fake field goal from 3 yards away. If not, it's going to be a 20-yard attempt.
Well, before this game, speaking earlier on Arizona with the Panthers, you know, the Panthers have only allowed for this game 1 rushing touchdown all season. So if the Cardinals want to do anything in here, they're doing it right, you know, trying to pass. Carolina's allowed 2 passing touchdowns each game with the exception of week 3.
Yeah, that's an interesting stat. I'm glad you have that. That's cool that you went and got that stat. So the Cardinals are forced to kick a field goal inside the Panthers' 5-yard line. So it's only a touchdown game. We have 28 seconds left. The Panthers have 2 timeouts. If you're Carolina right now, are you trying to score, or are you taking it to the half and trusting your defense to come out with a good first drive in the second half?
If I'm Carolina right now, I'm kneeling this and taking it to the half. I'm not going to give Arizona's defense any chance to have me cough up a ball or anything like that and make this any more of a deficit than it already is. And being this deep and trying to throw it down the field, I know they have 2 timeouts left, but if they can't get down the field to a field goal, then it was done.
And they are going to throw. Boudreaux under pressure is going to throw it away. Smart decision there. We've seen Cooper Boudreaux make some questionable throws here recently, trying to force the ball down the field. So smart decision there to get rid of it, not take the sack, and also not force it to where it's into some trouble. So
both of these quarterbacks this game have made some. One thing that makes me kind of cringe a little bit is when Andrews does that cross-body throw across the field. It's something coaches tell you do not do, but somehow he's made it work a few times this season. I don't know how he's doing it, but that's just one thing that it gets me.
Yeah, that time they give it to Anthony Stover. He maybe gains a yard or 2. He doesn't. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. Arizona takes their second time out of the half. It's 3rd and 10. So now the Panthers have to throw and try to convert the 3rd down so they can avoid giving the ball back to Arizona. And it looks like they're going to line up in an I formation and just run the football. Hand out Stover up the middle. He picks up a few, but he's brought down. The Cardinals take their final timeout. So now Carolina has to punt it back to the Cardinals. There's not much time left. There's only 13 seconds. However, with an offense like Arizona, when you got a quarterback like Curtis Andrews on the field, 13 seconds is plenty of time for them to score if it's not a deep enough punt.
Yeah, if it's not a deep enough punt, I mean, he's got the arm to do it. It's just like I said, with this being such a high-stakes game, I'd just play it safe and conservative and take it into the half.
Yeah, so the Cardinals will take over on offense at the 33 with 6 seconds left. They are going to line up in a Hail Mary formation. It's Hail Mary range. But Curtis Andrews is going to line up to throw this thing. We'll see what he can do. We've already seen one Hail Mary completed today. He's it deep right, and it's knocked away. And that's going to take us to the half. Cardinals on top of the Panthers, 17-10. We've seen a good ball game so far. Both defenses, they've stepped up, made some plays. The offenses have stepped up and made some plays. What do you take from the first half? On the stat sheet, it's all Arizona, but this game is a lot closer than some would think.
Oh yeah, you can't look at just the stats and come in with this game. The score doesn't really do this game justice. It's been close on both sides of the ball. Both teams have made big plays. Both teams have come up big when it counted, and the defense it's great on both sides. But like I said, the game thing, what's going to decide this game is going to be mistakes. Is it going to be a costly fumble? Did somebody put too much juice on a pass and it got picked off? I think it's going to come down to a defensive play to decide this game.
I could get behind that. And one thing I had mentioned earlier, I was talking about the Panthers defense forcing turnovers. That may be the difference maker that you were talking about. I think that if Carolina fails to force a turnover, they may end up losing this game because of it. Now, if they were to force a turnover, I feel like they're going to put themselves in better position with that as the game progresses. And there we go, seeing a return out of the end zone from Grant Cobb. It cost them 4 yards. So the offense for the Cardinals will start at the 21. But I mean, Carolina didn't force a turnover against Kansas City, and they still ended up winning, but they had to come back from 17-3 down to do so. And we start the half with a read option from Curtis Andrews getting wrapped up by Ron Fisher after a gain of 6. But yeah, they had to come back from 17-3 down because they didn't force a turnover. And so, this defense being stingy and getting takeaways every single game, that is what has propelled them to this 3-1 start. So I think you're exactly right, and that turnover, that one mistake on offense is going to be a difference maker. And so far, we've seen the one turnover that we have had by Cooper Boudreaux where he threw that pick. That's been the difference maker so far. And Curtis Andrews picks up a first down thanks to forward progress. Chris Line caught the football, came back. Looked like he was short of the first down after that, but they do give him forward progress, so the Cardinals get a first down up at the 44-yard line. And we're going to get a handoff to King. Good option there, or good decision on the read option, and Michael King does the rest, slipping a tackle, picking up the first down. The Cardinals on the move.
Carolina's going to have to figure something out. It's a double-edged sword here with the Cardinals. If you try to stop the running back, and King, you've got the quarterback that's going to take off on you, or you opened up the pass game. It's a really, really dicey game of chess here to play, and they need to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree. Now we got a 1st and 10 from the 45 for Arizona. Jets sweep or touch pass to D'Angelo Murray. He really had nowhere to go, so he tried to make something happen. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing else. It's 2nd and 10.
That was a good hit.
Yeah, he was trying to go wide left, and his blockers just got pushed right back in front of him, so he really had nowhere to go. And now it's 2nd and 10, and we're running what looks to be the same play, but they fake the touch pass. Curtis Andrews drops back, throws deep left, and he has Beasley open along the sideline. Busted coverage over there on the left side. And David Beasley makes it hurt with a 25-yard reception. Gives them a 1st and 10 at the 19 inside the Carolina red zone.
Well, I can tell from the start what they didn't address was a lot of this pressure on the quarterback. He had all day to throw there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a big part of this Panthers defense is the pass rush. I mean, you look back at games like Los Angeles where they were in the backfield almost every play. Even in Cleveland, when their one loss, they were still putting pressure on Storm Nix. Now Andrews throws deep, right end zone, touchdown, Gabriel Greer. He goes up and gets it one-on-one with Dylan Stingley. And the Cardinals increase the lead back to 14 after the extra point.
Well, the Cardinals are doing what they have to do. They found and paid attention, I guess, through the season, and watching enough video on this to know if they want to win this game, they're going to have to stick with the defense in the pass game.
And that was a good catch there by Gabriel Greer. And what's up, Chris? Welcome. I'm going to give the next trivia question. I got this one and another one. This one is which NFL team made their first Super Bowl which NFL team made their first Super Bowl appearance in the 2003-2004 season? Again, that's which NFL team made their first Super Bowl appearance in the 2003-2004 season. Was not Chicago. It was Carolina, so Slater gets those 3 points. Solid return out to the 30 by Anthony Stover, and that's where the Panthers offense will take over for the first time in the second half. Now it's becoming a thing where, and I was talking about it in the last game with the Chiefs and the Browns. The Panthers are going to have to go point for point with the Cardinals now if they want to end up winning, if they want a chance to win this game. Fake handoff there. Boudreaux's going to throw deep over the middle and in and out of the hands of Alex Morris. That's a receiver for the Panthers that was a big part of their success the first couple weeks of the season, and now he's kind of taken a step back. He hasn't been as effective. I mean, he's been dropping passes and stuff, but at the same time, Cooper Boudreaux hasn't made it easy on him throwing into double coverage.
No, even in double coverage, like you said, he's dropping the balls, but he has a ton of pressure on him in this game. I think the Panthers may just be expecting a little bit too much from one of their top guys.
Right, and Boudreaux immediately under pressure. No blocking there, and Gregory Norris gets in there for the sack, the auto-gen D tackle. It was like the O-line just disappeared on the left side. Cooper Boudreaux had nowhere to go.
You know, I listened into the game before this, and the co-host also was low. You couldn't really hear him. If you want to go back and listen to it, you can just hear it.
3rd and 14, Boudreaux back to throw, pressure coming around the right side. He runs right into big Emmett Crow, and now this defense starting to take over. They smelled blood in the water after the first sack. They get back-to-back sacks, and it's 4th and 24. The Panthers are going to punt.
This is what the Panthers do not want. They can't give up, and you can't count them out. They've been in situations like this before, and they come back. So the game is not over.
Yeah, they came back from 17-3 last week. Later in the ball game to win against the Chiefs. Here they're down by 14 again. But the problem is going to be slowing down this Cardinals offense, which is pretty much running plays at will. I mean, they're not getting pressure on Curtis Andrews. The receivers are coming open deep down the field. And right now the Panthers defense just has no answer. 1st and 10 from the 41. Andrews, read option again. Another good decision. Michael King keeps it and picks up the first down. Or takes the handoff and picks up the first down.
Talked earlier in the game about wanting to see a little bit more run from the Cardinals, and they've done a great job working the pass and the run. It's they're flowing smooth on both of them this game.
You're exactly right. Now Curtis Andrews coming back into the shotgun from the 48. Handoff to Michael King again, and he is wrapped up by Dylan Stingley, and we're going to get another holding penalty from the Cardinals. So that takes away the positive gain. It's going to be 1st and 19 instead of a 2nd and short from the 43. Andrews back to throw. Pressure starts to come, and he lets it fly deep. And what a catch deep down the field by D'Angelo Murray. Going up and getting it in one-on-one coverage. And now the Cardinals have a huge first down at the 11-yard line.
The Panthers missed a huge opportunity there. When you get a chance to capitalize on a team that shoots himself in the foot on holding penalties, and you got to step the defense up on that. There's not that many opportunities the Cardinals are going to give you to capitalize.
1st and 10 from the 11 after the big catch from D'Angelo Murray. Andrews back to throw. He's going to take it himself out the middle, throwing it away at the last second. So now with that incomplete pass, it'll be 2nd and 10.
I think he should have held on to that and kept running.
Yeah, maybe he saw something up the middle that he did not like after he decided to run with it. Who knows, though. Either way, it's a 2nd down. The first down yard to gain is the 1. Andrews rolling left, trying to find somewhere to go. Finally escapes the pocket, trying to spin away. Gets wrapped up by Andrew Cottle and dropped by Carroll Randolph. He gains a yard, but that's a bit of a dangerous spin as he spun right back into a defender. And this is a defense that will take the ball away from you and not ask any questions. You got to be careful trying to extend the play. If I'm Curtis Andrews there, I'm taking the sack and I'm getting him the next down.
Yeah, or throw it away. He ran a mile to go nowhere on that play.
Yeah, you're right. So 3rd and 9 from the 10. Andrews back to pass. Looking left, he has his running back, Michael King, and he fights his way for the first down at the 1. Very close to a touchdown, and that's that GOAT running back in Michael King.
He's got some power. He's got some power. He can truck it in there. You've got the Bears. They had the refrigerator. This guy sometimes, man, he can be the whole freezer.
So now 1st and goal from the 1 is pretty much a walk-in touchdown. I expect some type of read option or something here as they are in the pistol formation. Curtis Andrews gives it to Michael King, and he's in, and the Cardinals starting to pull away.
Well, again, like I said earlier, for the people that weren't here, before this game, the Panthers only allowed 1 rushing touchdown. This just shows you in this game how much the Cardinals are crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and hitting it right on the head.
So the extra point up and good, and the Cardinals take a 21-point lead at 31-10 with 2:55 to play in the 3rd. This is solely riding on the lines of the interception that was thrown by Cooper Boudreaux and the fake field goal ran by the Cardinals. Without those two things, I don't think the Cardinals gained the momentum they needed early on, and that just, I mean, it's just unfortunate if you're a Panthers fan, because I mean, you were a stop or two away from really controlling the game early, and you know, me being the coach of the Panthers and game planning, or I didn't really get a chance to actually game plan, but watching Sims and stuff, you know, it's been this way. Whoever controls the momentum early is going to win the game, and so far it's been all Arizona in terms of momentum, and it's really killed the Panthers offense, which is one of the highest scoring offenses in the league.
Well, you talked about game plan. I think I read in the chat earlier the head coach there for the Cardinals didn't get a chance to game plan either this week.
Yeah, neither one of us did, so this is kind of just a free shot for the AI to take over and control the game. But like I was saying though, watching the Sims and stuff, every single one of them, it was who controlled the momentum early. It was going to win the game.
Honestly, looking at the score, it reads bad, but honestly, it was a couple big plays from Arizona. This game, I still think, is closer than what the score shows. I mean, it's been a great game.
Yeah, it's definitely been a good game. Definitely one or two plays made the difference, and right now Cooper Boudreau's under center. He gives it off to Anthony Stover, taking on a D lineman as he carries him for a gain of 5. Looking into next week, though, the Cardinals travel, or I'm not going to say travel or if they're at home or not, because I'm not quite sure, but they will be taking on the Saints next week, and the Panthers will have the Seahawks in town. So that's going to be interesting for the NFC. Me personally, I expect the Panthers to bounce back, but against the Seahawks. But with the standings, if this score holds up, which Cooper Boudreau takes it, jukes left, and runs right into a defender, Jeffrey Ledge brings him down. That's something you don't want to do. If you're a quarterback, you don't want to juke or spin right into a defender. But he picks up the first down nonetheless. But if this score holds up and the Cardinals end up winning, the Arizona and New Orleans are going to be the top 2 teams in the NFC going into next week, and that's who plays each other. The Cardinals and the Saints, and the Panthers look to bounce back against a team that they outmatch in the Seahawks. So the NFC is going to get very interesting as time goes on.
The Cardinals have had a tough few weeks, you know, playing in Kansas City, the Browns, you know, the Steelers could rest on their win this week. You know, it was good for them to get that W today. And you know, next week's not going to be an easy matchup. You know, the Saints had a great win today, 28 points.
Unanswered.
Unanswered. So just like the Panthers, you can't count them out. You can't count them out. It'll be a good game.
Now we have trips bunched to the left. Boudreau back to throw. He's throwing on his back foot. Passes. His arm was hit as he went to let go of the football. Alex Morris probably just saved an interception, as that ball did not look good leaving the hand of Cooper Boudreau. And that was dangerous. Now they're on a 3rd and 13 from the 47. As time begins to wind down here in the third, the Carolina Panthers need this one. Boudreau back to throw. All day to throw. Finally pulls it down, but he runs right into a defender. He's going to go down. That's a sack for the Cardinals. Ty Colbert in there. And the Panthers are going to have to punt it away on 4th and 20. And that brings us to the end of the third. didn't really get a break there for some reason. Cardinals on top of the Panthers 31-10. They're going to go for it on 4th and 20. Boudreaux's going to heave it deep right, and my controller died. Hold on.
I think it was just you yelled so loud you just. That was a great throw. Great throw. And
All right.
That's what they need to do. That's what they're going to need to do in this 4th quarter. That's the same stuff that the Cardinals pulled on them earlier. Beat them deep. Get the throw in there.
And that was a good catch from Anthony Stark in the back of the end zone. And I just was not expecting that. That was completely a surprise. Just an insane throw. On 4th and 20, you're going for the first down. Cooper Boudreaux says, forget it. We're going for the end zone. He just heaves it deep and finds Anthony Stark, who got behind the defense, much like Anthony Stover earlier in the game, just got behind the defense and was able to make a play deep. And now it's a 14-point game. You still got time left. But again, you go back to the Arizona offense. The Carolina defense just hasn't had much answer. You said it earlier. They got to be able to take advantage when the offense shoots themselves on the foot. You know, they had the holding penalty that backed them up when they were inside the 10. The Cardinals still ended up scoring a touchdown. They had a holding penalty earlier that backed them up, and they were 19 yards from the first down. They still allowed them to pick it up and go score a touchdown. So you got to be able to control the game if you're the Panthers defense right now, and they just haven't been able to do that to this point.
Yeah, let's see what the Panthers do here defensive wise. If they can get this pressure and rattle Andrews a little bit, we'll see if they can't create some kind of momentum. And hopefully it carries over.
And right there, that's been the story of the game. Chunk plays for the Cardinals. Michael King finds his way open for a 29-yard reception out of the backfield. And now the Cardinals up at the 50 with a first down.
That's that double-edged sword I was talking to you about. That was not for the lack of trying. They did get the defense and try to rush the passer there. But it opens up those receivers.
Yeah, when you rush the house like that, you have to get to the quarterback in that situation. Otherwise, you're leaving receivers open. And right there, Arizona was just able to take advantage. Here we get a handoff to Michael King, and he gets floored by Kenny Alvarez after a gain of 2.
Yeah, that's a great stop. They need to keep that up.
And this is officially now the situation that we were talking about earlier, where the Panthers defense, now they're flirting with 2 straight weeks without forcing a turnover, which has resulted in most of their success this season so far is forcing turnovers. So now they're in a situation where they need a turnover to swing some momentum and try to get in this game. Now I see a pass to the left sideline, caught and out of bounds at the third. I don't even know what yard line it is, but it's going to be a 3rd and short 2. Yeah, it's going to be a 3rd and 2 for the Cardinals offense, looking to continue to drive and continue to run that clock down. 7:48 to play. Bunch to the right, along with another receiver out wide and a fifth receiver to the left. And there's David Beasley wide open. And instead of going out of bounds, he makes a smart move, stays in bounds, takes on the hit to keep that clock running.
That was great situational awareness right there.
So the Cardinals now have a 1st and 10. I'm going to give the final trivia question of the week. What is the youngest NFL, or what is the name of the youngest NFL franchise? Again, what is the name of the youngest NFL franchise? So the Cardinals are on a 1st and 10 at the 34. Comfortable with letting the clock run a little bit. Pressure is coming, and Andrews throws on the run, finds his receiver, Chris Lyon. And Curtis Andrews is over 304 yards, or over 300 yards passing with a total of 304. So a good game from him. It's mostly from them chunk plays. The Cardinals receivers have been able to just find holes in the defense deep down the field, and that's what has allowed Curtis Andrews the high passing number total and the big lead.
Well, nobody's answering the trivia question yet. You may have to ask it again here in a second.
Maybe. Handoff to King up the middle. He's floored again by Kenny Alvarez. I don't know what it is between them two, but Alvarez is taking the head off of Michael King 2 times this drive alone. Maybe it's just frustration from the Panthers defense.
No. Needs to put a little bit extra oomph into it. Get a fumble.
And now, much needed stop for the Panthers defense. 3rd and 4. Andrews rolls left and picks up the first down and some more as he finds David Beasley again open in Panthers coverage.
Panthers just need to keep their head in it right now. I know that's deflating if you're on the field, but to try that, get the 3rd down and have them convert, you just got to keep going, man. Because if you let the Cardinals score right now, it's going to be near impossible to get this lead.
And you were talking about keeping the pedal down. The Cardinals have not once taken their foot off the gas. They're still running their offense the way they've been running their offense the entire game. They run the ball a couple of times, then they hit you deep with a chunk play. And so they're doing exactly what you called for.
Yeah, it's much needed. You don't want to let off the gas here. If go into a prevent defense or anything like that, let people get back into the game. That's how you end up losing. You cost yourself the game. Now, I am shocked. I did not expect the score, to be as high as it was. Like you said, I thought this was going to be a lower scoring game, and a touchdown right there.
Yeah, and Michael King on the screenplay finds the edge and outruns the defense and finds his way into the end zone, and the Cardinals back up 21 after the extra point, and I think this one's over.
Yeah, you hate to call it early like that because anything can happen. I mean, we've seen some crazy stuff, but this is like I said, almost near impossible. Have to let them score that.
Yeah, the Panthers defense, no answer for the Cardinals offense today. Luckily for the Panthers, they'll see the Cardinals again in a couple of weeks, so they get a revenge game which could potentially have big time implications when it comes to the playoffs and the NFC crown by that time. And luckily for the Cardinals, they're going to be 1-0 in the NFC, sitting pretty atop the conference, number 1 and probably number 2 in the league.
Yeah, I think they've more than made a statement for being able to be put first in the league. I mean, defensive wise and offensive wise. If you go back and look at some of the big name teams they've played, the people that have been at first, and the outcomes and scores like that. I mean, they held their own against Kansas City. They just didn't get that. If they would have had another 30 seconds, I think Arizona could have pulled that game out.
Yeah, you're right. Panthers start the drive at the 31 and an empty backfield. Boudreaux's going to turn and keep it. He's not going to be able to find the edge. Richard Kuklinski's standing there. No block from Anthony Stover. Boudreaux is only able to get one, but he does get out of bounds. So I don't know. It's just whatever happens, it's going to be too little too late for the Panthers in this one.
I think my favorite part of the evening is, like they said in the chat there, the screaming disconnect from the TD reaction there.
Yeah, that was an interesting part.
Yeah. I was worried about you there for a second.
No, that was just when he heaved it deep like that. I expected a pick or something, but it ended up being a touchdown.
It's okay. You stood up out of your chair, buddy. You were excited.
I did. So 4:30 to go in the game. Cardinals lead the Panthers 38-17. Boudreaux back to pass. Gonna check it left to his tight end Tommy Jeff, and he picks up the first down. Panthers on the move, but again, no matter what happens, I believe it's going to be too little, too late. Even if the Panthers score, they're starting to run out of time. The defense hasn't been able to stop the Cardinals' offense consistently enough to say that we can be confident that they would be able to make the necessary stops to be able to pull some magic out of their hat and be able to come back in a short amount of time.
And so far, these, if Arizona gets the ball back, Carolina has had some monster hits on these players in Arizona, and they've held on to the ball. So after a long game, deep into the fourth quarter, do they have enough energy to cause one of these turnovers is a question.
And finally, somebody answered the question, Carolina Panthers. But that was the last question. I don't know what that is. Last chance to answer that last question is, what's the youngest team in the NFL? So I formation for the Panthers, fakes the handoff to Stover. Boudreaux is going to throw. Oh, data throw. He delivers left, and it's off the hands of Wayne Rodriguez. So drop pass there. Honestly, I'm taking that if I'm Carolina. The drop pass stops the clock. Jacksonville's not the youngest team in the NFL. So Boudreaux comes to the line under center, 2nd and 10 from the 16. Gonna roll left.
I think Dylan's.
Finds the edge, slides down. Oh no, Carolina Panthers are not the youngest team in the NFL either. Tennessee's not the youngest team in the NFL. So Cooper Boudreaux slides down after picking up a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 6. Carolina right now, they're just playing for pride. Some type of, they're trying to build some type of momentum to take into next week. It's been a long game. Been a tough night for the Panthers defense. Really the first time we've seen the Panthers defense not affect the game at all. I mean, like you said, they've had a couple big hits.
He put the Washington football team. Not the newest name change, the youngest franchise.
And Boudreaux is going to take it himself and run, and instead of going straight for the end zone, he makes a cut and he ends up getting dropped just short of the goal line.
Wow.
And so now it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1.
We've said it a bunch. When people are saying, they've just been in the chat here. This game, you cannot look at the score and judge this game here. It's been closer than that. It should have been closer than that. And honestly, Panthers could have won this game. It just came down to busted coverage. It came down to small mistakes, dropping the ball, or not capitalizing on penalties made by Arizona.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And the Panthers fight their way in there with a carry by Anthony Stover. He got stood up in the backfield, able to power his way through the defense, fighting his way through Zach Collins and into the end zone. So that makes the scoreboard a little bit closer, but it's still a 15-point game, 14 after the extra point. But we're under 2 minutes to play now. It's too little, too late. Currently the score sits at 38-24 in favor of Arizona. Cardinals took the lead in the first quarter after a fake field goal.
Well, that's good for the Panthers. I mean, something they can take away from this game was, Arizona's defense, like I said earlier in the game, they've only allowed 2 rushing touchdowns all season, and both of those were way back in week 2. So they've been able to do something somebody hasn't been able to do for the past 2 weeks. So, I mean, you got to take some kind of victory away from this.
Yeah, and you know, the keep pounding motto is alive and well. Carolina's going to go for an onside kick here, but they're not going to get it. There's no chance of that getting recovered. David Beasley recovers it for Arizona, trying to stay up. Goes down at the 43, and that's where Arizona will start their drive on offense.
They said Houston as the youngest franchise.
It is the Texans, so Slater wins the points for the final question of the night. Here comes Curtis Andrews. He's toying with the pass yard record a little bit, 329 on his total. Hand off to King going left, and he bull rushes through someone, brought down by Dylan Stingley after a good gain, and the Panthers take the first time out. So after the Cardinals' next 1 or 2 plays, they're most likely going to pick up the first down, and that's going to be all she wrote. So a diamond formation here on 2nd and 3 for the Cardinals. Handoff to King, and here come the Panthers defense. Finally get some pressure in the backfield on a run play, but it's not enough. They get the first down, and
see what happens here at the end of this game here. If Arizona stays true to what they've been doing and keeps their foot on the gas, and they score on this drive, they'll tie the scoring record in a game. That's the Pack versus the Browns.
Yeah, but here King takes a carry up the middle. He's going to be well short of the first down, but the Panthers are going to take their final timeout. The Cardinals now can safely take their foot off the gas and sit on this 14-point lead. They're going to go to 4-1 on the season, 1-0 in the NFC. 2nd and 5 from the 27. Receiver in motion. Handoff to King up the middle. He's going nowhere. Brought down by Dylan Stingley immediately. So with that, the Cardinals going to run another play. It's 3rd and 5 from the 27. Andrews might drop back to pass here on 3rd down, and he will. And quick throw knocked out of the hands of his receiver by Justin Morris Jr., the corner. And that was one of the plays that the Panthers were missing earlier in the game. You know, they kind of sent the house. They sent a good bit of pressure at Curtis Andrews. And, I mean, earlier in the game when they would do things like that, the receivers were coming open deep down the field almost immediately. So that was one thing this defense was missing tonight, is the secondary. They've made a lot of big plays in the past few weeks to start the season, and tonight they just didn't. And that right there, that play specifically, is what Carolina is good at. And they haven't done it until right now.
Well, it's something they can take in, like you said. You're playing for momentum to take into next week. That's something that did work on this drive that they can look into using for the next time they play Arizona here.
Yeah, and just for clarification, the Texans' first season was 2000. The Carolina Panthers' first season was 1995. So, yeah, Houston is the youngest franchise. So Boudreaux back to throw. He finds Alex Morris finally, and if it wasn't for Grant Cobb, he may be scoring right there as he turned the corner and to get around the defender, and he actually got around him. Was just unable to break free. Carolina out of timeouts. So maybe they try to push the pace and, make this score a little bit closer as it sits at a 17-point game. Boudreaux throws one to Anthony Stark, breaking one tackler, can't get away from Grant Cobb. Now we're down under 20 seconds to play.
Well, one thing I'm glad to see is Arizona didn't revert back to a prevent defense like I talked about before. That would allow the Panthers to bring this a little bit closer. Because you give up big chunks, 15, 20 yards at a time. Just trying not to give up the big deep.
And on the final play of the game, Boudreaux running around for his life, throws it back across his body to Alex Morris. He has a lot of room to run. Brought down at the 29. That's going to be all she wrote. So the Cardinals dominate from late in the first quarter on. They go on to win by 17, 41-24. Really good game. We had a lot of good games today. No real one-sided games. This one was all Arizona, but as we've stated multiple times, this game was closer than the scoreboard and stat sheet shows. So a great way to wrap up the week. Thank you all for watching. Diggs, any final words from you?
No, I just appreciate the opportunity to try it out. We'll see if we can work out some of the kinks and make this a better experience next week.
All right, well, thank you again for doing this. As for myself and Diggs, you've been watching the PFSL and ET Productions on YouTube. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope to see you back here next week as we roll on with Week 6. See you guys next time.